You are listening to SheKings with Erica and Allie. This is a podcast for peasants who don't want to live shitty lives. Every week we share insights on how to stop living out of habit and start living out of inspiration. So let's do this.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hi, beautiful people. Welcome to SheKings, where every week we bring clarity to overused spiritual buzzwords and little known spiritual concepts so that you can live a life with more freedom and ease.
Yes.
This is episode 16 of season 2, also known, AKA, as episode 36. You're welcome, bitches. We're happy to have you here this week.
Yes,
Allie.
thanks for tuning in to listen to our ramblings.
They are our ramblings, and that's what they're going to continue to be, right? This was always meant to be an invitation to our conversation, and that's what we do. We ramble and get each other fired up about shit.
Absolutely.
So yeah, what's happening in your world, homie?
Oh man, I'm still dealing with the building. I have a guy coming to look at it today, and so if everything goes good, I should be hopefully getting the loan before April to buy the building. So that's been going on for at least a couple of years. Just kidding. It's been a couple of months, but it seems really long. Like, so long.
Still happening.
Still happening. So that's it. That's my world. My daughter is up and about. The little baby,
good.
Laura, is so sweet. So things are getting a little bit back to normal. So she's taking the babies to school and getting in her routine. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, funny enough, we are going to be talking about Tantra today. I am like knee deep in a Tantra book by Osho, and it is literally like shifting my world moment by moment. It's amazing. So that's my deal.
And I have to say thanks to Erica, because I wake up at like 3:30 and I break out my Tantra book and I start reading it.
Because it's so good.
It is
it's so good.
It's good. Yeah. So we are excited to dive into this topic with you. What are we doing? Is it the universe is laughing at you, or that's got your back, or I don't know what feels good?
Well, let's do a universe has your back. And I will say that a couple things. I have like the best friends in the world, and you're welcome. And I really, my entire life, I've struggled with food. And one of the big things for me is eating, just struggling I used to love food, right? And now the pendulum has swung and I'm just like, oh gosh, another meal. And one of my girlfriends called me and she was like, oh yeah, I am doing meal replacement shakes. And she's like, yeah, I just do this and this and this. And I use this pea protein and like from peas, not from urine.
Not from urine. Good. Good. I was wondering. I was like, I'm open to it.
I know you're open to it. Like, Abby's the only person who'd be like,
I'll give it a try.
Whatever.
What are the benefits?
It works. We're so ridiculous. Allie will tell me do some crazy shit. I'm like, okay. Like, there are certain people who they tell me to do something and I don't even think about it. I'm like, send it my way. Sounds good. But no, like, actual peas. And so the universe has got my back because she told me about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I can buy some pea protein and I can live a better life. And so every morning and every afternoon, I have this freaking meal replacement shake. I'm like counting to make sure I get enough calories and like all of the vitamins and stuff. And I'm just so grateful. And that was, so, you know, if you guys can't figure out what to eat, try pea protein with like
gods
other with other things mixed in there, because you know you need other stuff in order to like not, because you know one time I was on the Facebooks and this guy posted a plate like of fruit, like a ton of fruit, and he was like you know, like hashtag vegan, like hashtag lunch, like da da da. And like I usually don't comment on shit like that, but I was like, so where's the like, and this is like the misinformation out there that people think that you know you can just eat a bowl of fruit and you're gonna be good. I don't care how fucking big that bowl of fruit is. Like you're gonna probably need to figure out like what each of those fruits is offering you. You're gonna need to supplement. I'm like, do you have some vitamins in your pocket? Like, is there some protein, like powder somewhere? Is there some tofu or some like where's your food? Like that is not for a massive human being like you. That's not gonna be sufficient. So if you decide to do something like that, then whatever. And then another friend of mine is doing a mukbang fast, and I love to do fast at solstice and equinox, and it's coming up. And I just was hanging out with him the other day. He sent it to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the equinox is coming up, and I'm about to get this popping. So like all of my food worries have been answered by the gods. And
wonderful.
So,
hey, share that mung bean.
Girl, yes, absolutely.
I'm ready to
send
do
that to you. And anybody who's interested in it, since he sent it directly to me, I don't want to just post it publicly, but if anybody's interested, definitely send me a message and I will send it, send us an email and I'll send it off to you. It's pretty freaking awesome. And it goes as long as you want. I'm going to do it for 10 days. Super excited to get started.
All right.
Okay. So,
well, thank you.
What are we talking about? My question.
We are talking about Tantra, and this is the beginning of Tantra. And I first have to say that Sting ruined it for everyone when he said that he made love for hours. I forgot how many hours he said. And so everybody coupled, like, that's Tantra. Tantra is sex. Tantra is intercourse. It's not. So sorry.
Or it's like prolonging your orgasm, or it is I think the other thing that always comes up is I'm thinking about the Kama Sutra now, but it's also present in the Tantra experience. There are these like carvings of all these like really strange positions in Tantra, and so people start to have these associations, and the interesting thing about those carvings is one of the things that was in this book is Osho was saying that the carvings were actually developed to allow people to get a visual a depiction of some of the weirdest, craziest sexual shit, because sex is so suppressed in our culture that when people have these sorts of thoughts, they kind of berate themselves, or they like feel bad about themselves, or they try to repress it. And it's like, no, just have a look, like let it come up, let it come out, because there's nothing wrong with it except for suppressing it. Or of course, like, being extremely like swinging to the other extreme because you repressed for so long.
And it's so, and here at the sanctuary, we have beginning Tantra, and I do want to promote my upcoming Tantra class here in Denver. It's for people of color. So it's just for people of color. It's beginning Tantra, and it will be every other Sunday. And it is, for me, has the most powerful healing modality that I've been a part of. And so that was Sting's definition of Tantra, and everybody just jumped on it. So for the Tantric Transformation book from Osho, I love his definition of Tantra, and it is, Tantra is freedom. Freedom from all mind constructs, from all mind games, freedom from all structures, freedom from the other. Tantra is a space to be. Tantra is liberation. So when I read that, I was just like, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And when we practice it here at the space, it is finding the divine in all things. And when you find the divine in all things, that does give you that freedom. because you're just accepting what is, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's back to the idea of falling in love with what is happening in this moment.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you, Allie?
I love, when I think of Tantra, it's that is my meaning of it. For me, is seeing and acknowledging the divine in all things. And when I mean all things, I mean all people. I mean all situations, no matter how big of an eye roll they may be. So
Is there an eye roll that comes to mind?
No, I mean, it's been really soft. Even, it's funny because when people hear the word Tantra, like we said, they automatically say, oh my gosh, are we going to be nude? Is this and this and this going to be happening? Those are my eye rolls where I'm just like, no, like, because underneath it says, there will be no nudity. They're like, we put everything on it. Those are my eye rolls. Not at them. It's just the fact that they didn't read it. You just straight to Tantra and said, ooh, I'm showing up and getting naked and getting my groove on. You're like, oh, sorry, friend.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Strong sorry.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no.
Oh,
so that's what
gosh.
it is for me. What is it for you? I'm chasing the sun, if you can't notice. Just
oh yeah, no, you keep moving. You keep
sliding
moving.
my way around the studio here.
So what I love about Tantra is that even more than yoga, I feel like it is the one practice that is so based in the body, so based in the physicality. And I distinguish it from yoga because obviously with yogic practices, you do have asana, but there's also an element of suppression in yoga. There's an element of sort of, falling in line. There's a element of restraint also when it comes to sexuality in many yogic practices and philosophies. And with Tantra, it is, like you said, it's all encompassing. It's based in the body, and I'll have to make one more distinction. A lot of other practices are so mental, right? It's all meditation. It's all, taking you out of your body. And this practice brings you back into your physicality, and therefore brings you back into the physical world. And I love that, especially for, somebody like me. I'm so flighty. I'm so prone to like being a kite in the sky. And with Tantra, it's like, feel this, be grounded in not just the body, but everything the body represents, which is also the five senses, right? So seeing, tasting, smelling, touching, it is it's a luxurious and a full and a sensual and not sexually sensual, but like touch, taste, feel, sensual practice. And it introduces you to the oneness of everything that seems like it is opposing. And so one that I was sharing with Allie the other day was about doubt. And I was saying to her that doubt is certainty. To have doubt is to be certain. To be certain is to be doubtful. And it's something that you have to sit with. But I think that if you sit with anything that appears to be opposite, you will find, and this is all out of Tantra, that it's actually just one thing. So how come doubt is certainty? Doubt and certainty are the same. It's because you have to be certain about something to doubt it. If you don't know, then what's the doubt?
Yeah.
If you have no clue what's going to happen or how it should turn out, then what could you possibly doubt? And how come certainty is doubt? Because as soon as you know, this is how it should be, this is how it should turn out, this is the way I want it to be, then doubt inevitably arises. But what if it doesn't? And so Tantra introduced me to the oneness of everything that seemed like it was opposing. And it brought such a great peace to my life. So that's the longest definition in the world for the definition of Tantra. But I I think that you guys are going to see that Allie and I are like fired up about Tantra.
Yeah,
All of it. Sexual, non-sexual, like all of it.
absolutely all of it. And when you start to implement it into your practice every single day and see it around you in every single thing, it is life-changing. It is
Yeah.
life-changing. And Osho's our guy, man.
Yeah. Seriously.
All of it.
I have my book close by, just in case I need it for this chat. And this really is more of, I think, a chat than a teaching session.
Yeah.
Why why did you fall in love with Tantra?
It really allowed me to get in touch with my uncomfortableness, because when you're doing eye gazing, all this uncomfortableness comes up, right? When you're in a group of people and you already have stories about these people, I don't want to partner with him because he's like moaning really loud, like,
Yeah.
right? And I don't want to be connected to that. Whatever it is, it's all of this is coming up, and it's okay. Look at it, be okay with it, and then move through it.
Yeah.
And so it's just been like eye gazing. I mean, I've been doing it for years and it's still uncomfortable. Like at the beginning, it's still uncomfortable. So yeah, and I just love it because the practice, it just highlights what's uncomfortable for me still. And then I get to gauge what has shifted. What am I comfortable with? What am I like, looking forward to in these practices?
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
you?
No, I really think it's the same for me. I remember the first Tantra class that I took. And, again, this is like fully clothed, non-sexual, but, we were at, non-sexual is not the right word for it. It was not sex focused.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we were asked to do, I was like, oh, like, you want me to do what in front of all these people, move like the wind, or, just stand here and like gyrate or whatever it is. And it's like all of these practices. Yeah.
For 20 minutes.
Just shaking. And, or even better, shaking and making eye contact while holding hands. So like whatever it is, right? So they're asking me to do all these things that were like completely outside of my comfort zone. And for me, it was massive to learn what was behind it, to learn the breathing, to learn the meditations, and to transcend that mental restriction that I had put on this physical embodiment, right, on myself. And I think that the thing that really blew my mind is that as I became an old head in beginning Tantra, meeting people who were just coming to it and really seeing, I had to partner with this woman, and we were like shaking and eye gazing or whatever it is we were doing. And her discomfort was palpable. And she was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? And she would, and it became so clear to me that the only difference between me and this woman is a fucking thought.
Yeah.
Like if she could drop one thought, she would be here, she would be present, and she would just be experiencing this. And like, I only had that one class with her. I don't know who the fuck she was. I don't know if she ever dropped it, but just watching my own growth, it was like something was released inside of me through the practice of Tantra.
Yeah.
And I got willing to be a little bit stupid sometimes and to be a little bit crazy. And so like, I was just like, I just found this freedom that I didn't always have to be so composed and so sophisticated and so educated. And so I got loose. I got free. And yeah, all from those experiences.
I love that. The babies especially Nasai, he does Tantra like every moment of every day. He is constantly, everything is such a joy to him, no matter, like I'll put fruit on his plate and he's like, strawberries. Like he sings it. And then we go to pick him up and he's like, Maji, I'm going home. And he'll do his little dance. He's 2. And he'll tell the teacher, I'm going home. Like everything to him is such a joy. Like he embodies Tantra. And then I notice it with the other kids as they get older, it just kind of slips away, where they're just like, they're used to it. So they're just like, yeah, I mean, I'll have some blackberries, sure, whatever. And then there's this guy singing those blackberries praises. That's fun.
It is.
Yeah.
So actually, from Osho, he gives 3 steps to getting into Tantra, right? I just wrote these down today, so I'll show them, and I hope this is proper. But he says the first thing you do in Tantra is you fall in love with your body.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let that shit sit there. For all of you people who are not in love with your body, for all of you people who are so fucking disrespectful to this temple, for all of you people who are either is too fat or too thin, or you're just above it all, right? Because you're like fucking meditating somewhere. Like, how do you get to meditate? You need this thing. Oh my gosh. Like just sitting with the idea of falling in love with your body, and like falling in love with the idea of falling in love with your body. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's sacrilege in this world, to be, especially as a woman, to love your body. The smells, the stretch marks, the, jiggly bits, right? The parts that are not big enough, right? The not jiggly enough. Like, that's insane. And the first thing that Tantra says is fall in love with your body. The second thing is to learn to hear, see, smell, touch, and taste again.
Yeah.
What? And this is what you're saying about Nasai, right?
Yeah.
How crazy is that? How dismissive we are about being able to see.
Yeah.
I remember holding my niece a decade ago and her marveling at these tree flowers. She was taken by them. She was wonderful. And I was just like, oh my gosh, that's just amazing. I remember, when I was going through this whole Tantra experience and I was waking up to my body and I was waking up to my senses again. And I realized what food tastes like. And I realized what sand felt like. And I realized what the sun looked like on the water. It's like all of this stuff that I had been missing. And then the last thing is that we learn to drop neurotic thinking and meet and know silence again. Yeah. Right. And that takes you into a whole nother process.
Yeah.
But
and what I would
how
like
beautiful
to do,
is that?
I would like to take those 3 and do an episode for each 3.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I would love that.
Okay.
I would absolutely love that. I think the last one, the knowing silence, that will probably be 3 episodes in itself. Okay. But oh my gosh, I would freaking love to do that.
Let's do it. So the homework for the people is start a Tantra practice. And it can just be simply, just get a book. Whatever thoughts you have about Tantra, let them all go and just start fresh. Whatever you've heard about Tantra, except for on today's show.
Right, which is all true.
But everything else, let them go. So that is the homework for you guys. And we'll dive into this concept a little bit deeper. Erica, where can the people find you?
They can find me at ericadanielle.com. And there they can find all the other things.
Wonderful.
And you?
And they can find me at Allie Duncan Be Seen on Instagram, Facebook, and I am Allie Duncan on my website. You guys, please go to iTunes, give us some reviews. Same with YouTube. We are growing. You guys are sharing us. We appreciate it. And then also visit our Patreon and help support us. $5.
Yes. $8. Okay. I want to tell them a book just to round out homework.
Okay.
Osho has a series called Tantric Transformation. So check out Osho's Tantric Transformation books. We are reading When Love Meets Meditation.
Yeah, it's insane. It's wonderful.
All right, guys.
All right. Until next time, thanks for tuning in to SheKings, and peace.
Peace.